One of the questions that people generally ask is, if I have a Qur'an in my hand, Mus'haf, if I drop to the ground accidentally, what's the issue with that? What do I need to do? There is no kafara. It's not a sin in the first place, because alhamdulillah, in this ummah, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that anything that we do out of forgetfulness, or out of if it's like a genuine mistake, we didn't intend to do it, that is forgiven. That is forgiven. So that is one of the blessings of this ummah. So we don't have to worry about it. There's no kafara, nothing. But we have to be careful. That's the only thing we have to do. Have to be careful. But of course, if somebody intentionally drops it, says, "Oh, I don't like the binding of this mushaf, so I just throw it away," his Islam is in big trouble. It will take out outside. I mean, it will be outside the fold of Islam, so it's very dangerous. So we'll get into the recitation part of Quran. There are a lot of things that we need to do inside the recitation. A lot of rulings, a lot of do's and don'ts, the preferred way, and so on. The thing here about recitation, this one is going to talk about virtues of recitation, the blessings of recitation. What do we get when we recite Quran? The goodies. But why do we need to know in the first place all these virtues and blessings? You see, the thing is, whenever we learn about the good things, what happens, the blessings, the rewards of something, our action is a little different. For example, when we make wudu, right? People just make wudu and okay, I have to pray for salah, it's a requirement, so they make the wudu and they pray. That wudu is not the same for a person. When he is making wudu, he thinks about the hadith of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that when I'm making wudu, that every drop of water that falls, my sins are falling away. So when you have that realization, you enjoy the wudu more. You have more attachment to the wudu. Same thing with Quran recitation. If we know the recitation, the benefits, the rewards, we will be more connected with the recitation. So that's the reason that we need to learn all these blessings. So what is the Arabic for recitation, first of all? What do you call it in Arabic? It's called tilawa, actual recitation itself. The verb, it's not tilawa, it's like ta marbuta, and many people say that. Tilawa, right? And this one, when I'm talking about recitation, it refers basically both to reading directly from the Quran or reciting it from the memory. It's both, applies to both of them. And the first thing is that, we know that our primary purpose, why we have been sent in this world, is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's our main mission in this world. And when we say worship, there are few things which are primarily considered, worship. If we count 10 best acts of worship that a person can do, this recitation will definitely fall under that. It's one of the best worship that you can do. There are many things, of course. You can pray salah, pray sadaqah, siyam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does He mention recitation of Quran in Quran itself? I have a verse here for you from Surah Fatir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله إنه غفور شكور. The translation, the meaning of this is that indeed those who recite the book of Allah and establish prayer and spend in His cause out of what we have provided them, secretly and publicly, they can expect a profit that will never perish, that He may give them in full their rewards and increase for them of His bounty. Indeed, He is forgiving and appreciative. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifically mentioned that yatluna kitabullah, recitation of the Quran, tilawa of Quran. So one of the blessings we have here is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I'll give you full reward for this, a lot of rewards, and increase in those rewards. Give them more. There's few things you get reward, and there are few things which you get multiplied a lot of times. This is one of those rewards, and that's why this is one of the best acts of worship. And another thing is that intercession. We have many hadith talking about this. So on the day of judgment, maybe when our deeds are kept on the right side and left side of the scales, good deeds and bad deeds, some people might be really having tough time there. There are a lot of sins that they have to account for. And they will perhaps go to their sons, their daughters, their husbands, wife or father, asking them to help them out in this situation. And at that time, nobody will remember anything. Even your friends, even the person you helped him throughout his life with all difficulties, you tell him, I helped you throughout your life and you help me now, do something for me. He will go away. But in that time, when you are really, really disappointed, where you're really looking for some help, you will see perhaps that there's something coming in your way. And trying to, at that moment when the scale is being put up, that it will intercede for you. It will say, oh Allah, forgive this person, forgive the sins of that person. And you try to find out who this is going to be Qur'an. And this is mentioned in Sahih Muslim and many other hadith. And it is said that on that day of resurrection, Qur'an will be, the good deeds that you did, the recitation, it will be given the power to speak, and it will intercede on your behalf to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, forgive his sins. And what is interesting about this is that it's just not a simple intercession. It's just not a simple, it's mentioned in the hadith. It's actually interpretation of many scholars as well, that this kind of intercession, it's persistent. It goes to all extremes in interceding it. That one thing is to say forgive him, oh Allah, but other thing is that fighting for, persisting, not giving up until the person is forgiven. Quran is that kind of intercession. It will go to all extremes to save this person. And Prophet Muhammad also said that Surah Al-Baqarah and Surah Al-Imran will be in the forefront while interceding for the Muslim. So it's one of the top two surahs, the main, as we have in the order of Musaf as well.